Kasarani, please stand for the Kenya national anthem. East Africa Anthem.
Mungu twaomba uilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Uzalendo pia mshikamano viwe msingi wa umoja wetu, na tulinde uhuru na amani, mila zetu na desturi zetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
And now the opening prayer from one of the athletes that are taking part in this event.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only beloved Son, so that whosoever believes in him will not perish but have everlasting life. Amen.
Kasarani, please welcome the Secretary General of Kenya Aquatics, Mr. Collins. And the rest, you may take your seats. Swimmers, stay there, please.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Our President, Africa Aquatics, our Bureau, the Kana Zone 3 President, our President Kenya Aquatics, the Bureau members, our guests, the Director of Sports, Mr. Jackson Ndakwa, all the athletes, parents, and all the EC member of Kenya Aquatics, the technical officials, all protocols observed. Good afternoon. We are all welcome to this opening ceremony, and we thank you for the wonderful time we've had and the competition. As we gear up to the next sessions, the next session that is ahead of us, I'd like to welcome our President so that she can take the opportunity to welcome the other guests, speakers in our event today. Thank you. Welcome, Madam President.
Kenya oye! Good afternoon, Kasarani. Hey, good afternoon, Kasarani. Thank you very much. To the representative of our Cabinet Secretary, Mr. Jackson Ndakwa, to our Africa Aquatics President, our Zonal President, Africa Aquatics President, Mr. Dr. Mohamed Diop, Zonal President, Dr. Donald Rukare, our wonderful athletes, parents, and all supporters of swimming. Let me not forget our wonderful technical officials. I'd like to welcome you to Nairobi Kasarani Aquatic Stadium for the 10th edition of the Africa Aquatics Zone 3 Championships. I think, like my predecessors, when we came into office, we were very excited to host this event. But I think like anybody who has hosted an event like this, it has come with a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And there have been a lot of people who have been working behind the scenes to make this come off. So I'd just like, because there's no time, if all the Bureau members could stand up, Africa Aquatics Bureau members, if you could please stand up so that we can recognize you. So that's our Africa Aquatics President, our Zone President, Tharia Collins, you're here. So this event is a zone event, and these are the people who work tirelessly to have this. Can I have, thank you. Can I have members of the local organizing committee please stand up? And for those of you who are in the teams, maybe you can step forward on wave, wherever you are. And a very big special thank you to the Ministry of Youth, Creative Economy, and Sports, Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, because without them, we would not have been able to host this event. And do we like this stadium? We love this stadium. I think it would be a disservice if we don't say a big, big thank you to Sports Stadia for doing their level best to try and rehabilitate this stadium to be what it is today. Mine is to just thank everybody. We're here for these wonderful athletes. Can athletes all say, give me a big hi? We're here for you. Have a wonderful championships. I think most of you know me. I love you guys. Enjoy your event. Give us your all. We have what it takes to be the best in the world. And it all starts here. We're here for you. Whatever you need, please let us know. But most importantly, let's enjoy 10th Africa Aquatics Zone 3 Championships. Thank you very much and welcome to the championships.
Kasarani, please put your hands together for the President of Africa Aquatic Zone 3, Dr. Donald Rukare.
Thank you very much to the thank you very much, Uganda. To our guest of honor, Mr. Jackson Ndakwa, the Director of the Ministry of Creatives, Youth and Sports of the Republic of Kenya, the President of Africa Aquatics, our brother and colleague and good friend, Dr. Mohamed Diop, to the members of Africa Aquatic Zone 3, my colleagues of the Bureau who are here with us, the host federation, that is Kenya Aquatics, and our colleague, Dr. Maureen, the local organizing committee led by Mr. Hayes and the team, the various heads of the various countries who are here. Can we give a warm welcome to Burundi, a warm welcome to the One Army from Somalia. We welcome Eritrea. We welcome Tanzania. We welcome Uganda. We welcome Kenya. We also have Rwanda, as well as Sudan, and we have our two guests, that is Nigeria. We welcome you all. So we have 9 countries, guest of honor and president of Africa Aquatics, and I believe close to 250 athletes. But before I conclude my very brief remarks, I would like, on behalf of the zone, to extend our deepest condolences to our brothers and sisters from Kenya Aquatics and our friends from Kenya on the loss of a very statesman, a Pan-Africanist, an icon, the late Honorable Raila Odinga. So can we kindly please stand up and observe a minute of silence in his respect. May Baba's soul rest in eternal peace. Thank you very much. Our guest of honor and our president, we warmly welcome you to this event. Zone 3 is part of the 4 zones of Africa Aquatics. And this event, which is a tripartite event, has juniors from the ages, I believe, of 5 up to about 16 or 15. We have seniors, and we have the masters. And a special tribute, Mr. Guest of Honor and our president, we have 2 special people who are 70 years and above. A special warm welcome to the 2 athletes who are the masters who are 70 years and above. They're a testament to what swimming is about. Swim for life, swim for health. To have 70-year-olds who are still fit and who can give the young people a run for their money is a tribute. This event is meant to provide a development platform for our athletes, and we wish to warmly welcome all the athletes, all the coaches, the team managers, the parents. A big hand to the parents who have, most of them are the primary supporters of these young athletes. So a big asante sana to all the parents. We also would like to put our hands together for the technical officials who are doing an excellent job. Put a big hand together for all the volunteers who are doing an awesome job as well. Our security team that has been guiding us. As you know, we had a few issues yesterday, and the security team was an excellent team. And the host of Kasarani. So it's our hope to the young athletes that you use this opportunity to showcase your talent. We have a number of events coming up. We have the Africa Youth Games in Angola. We have our own championships in Africa Aquatics. We have the Islamic Games, the Commonwealth Games, the Youth Olympics, the Commonwealth Games, and the Olympic Games. So from this young talent we are seeing here, I'm sure some of you will be representing your respective countries in these major events arising from what we're seeing here. So a big thank you to our hosts, a big thank you to all of you, but also as we end, I would like to emphasize 2 things. Discipline is critical. We also have our colleagues from EDEC, the Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya. Please visit that booth to get information on anti-doping, and respect each other, because our values within the system is respect, excellence, and friendship. And it's our hope that you'll truly enjoy your time here in Kenya and Nairobi, and we look forward to seeing you in the yet-to-be-announced 2026 10th Zone 3 Championship. Thank you very much, and I have the singular pleasure of inviting our president, who has come all the way from Senegal this morning, Dr. Mohamed Diop, to address us. Mr. President.
Asante. Dear Director of Sport, first, sincere condolences for all the family of Africa Aquatics. Dear Don, President of Zone 3 and member of World Aquatic Bureau, dear President of Swimming of Kenya, ladies and gentlemen, dear athletes, dear coaches, officials, distinguished guests, it is with deep emotion and immense pride that I stand before you today as President of Africa Aquatics to open the Zone 3 Championships here in Nairobi. This city holds a special place in my heart. In '87, I had the honor of competing in the African Games right here in Nairobi, and of earning a medals in 50 freestyle. That moment remains etched in my memory as a symbol of perseverance, unity, and the transformative power of sport. Today, we write a new chapter in our aquatic journey with a record of participation of 9 nations in the Zone 3. This championships is a testament to the growing strength, passion, and commitment of our Zone 3 family. Thanks for that. I extend my heartfelt congratulations to Kenya, to the Federation, to the government of Kenya, not only for hosting this event with excellence, but also for preparing to welcome the Open Water Championships in just a few days, a remarkable achievement that reflects vision and leadership. I also wish to commend the President of Zone 2 for tireless effort, strategic guidance, and unwavering dedication to advancing aquatics sport across our region. But beyond medals and records, we carry a deeper mission to educate and empower our athletes. That is why these championships include a dedicated anti-doping education session, reinforcing our shared values of integrity, fairness, and respect. A well-informed swimmer is not only a competitor, but a role model and an ambassador for clean sport. To all participants, may your performance reflect your hard work, your dream, and your pride. May your time here be filled with friendships, learning, and unforgettable memories. Let these championships be a celebration of excellence, unity, and the bright future of African aquatics. Long life Zone 3, long life Africa Aquatic, and long life African sport.
Kasarani, and now I'd like to welcome a representative from the Cabinet, a Secretary for the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, Mr. Jackson Ndakoya.
the president of African Swimming, Dr. Diop, the president of Zone 3, and the bureau members, the president of Kenya Aquatics and the executive committee, the technical staff, and the swimmers from the 11 countries around. May I take this opportunity on behalf of our Cabinet Secretary in charge of Youth Affairs, the Creative Economy and Sports, the Honorable Salim Vuria, to welcome you all to Nairobi and to this 10th edition of the Zone 3 swimming competition. I also bring the greetings of our Principal Secretary, Mr. Elijah Mwangi, who has also sent his messages of greetings and well wishes to you. I am delighted to note that the president of the African Swimming Federation was a competitor at the 4th All Africa Games in 1987, when this facility was very, very new, and that gives us good memory. You can see we are still going strong. Thank you so much, and karibu again to another event at Kasarani. I take note of the different categories of the competitors that are here, the age groups, right from age group 5 going up to the adults. And the strong representation, the big numbers that are here, is true testament that the future of our sport is in good hands. If you have young athletes, you are assured that they will grow into future stars. And giving them an opportunity at this early age to start competing is a sure way of making it right and convenient for them, so that they can continue to grow through the categories, so that they represent their countries and our continent effectively. I was not ready to make a long speech because you all know the circumstances going on in our country currently. We are mourning, and had it been a local event, we would have definitely called it off. But taking into account that the countries had made effort to come from far and wide, we allowed the competition to continue. But right here we continue mourning, and therefore the only thing I can call upon is that let's maintain the unity, the spirit of togetherness for our Zone 3 championship, so that as we compete, we also make time to make good friends and also to visit our countryside immediately after the competition. We wish you well, we wish every swimmer success, and we hope the best swimmers will have success. Thank you so much, and may I now take this opportunity to declare the Zone 3 10th edition swimming championship officially open. Thank you.
Kasarani, please, a representative for the officials to read out the officials' oath.
Good afternoon to you all. My name is Trinity Priscilla Uyoga, the officials of. In the name of all judges and officials, we promise that we shall officiate in the 10th edition of the African Aquatics Zone 3 with complete impartiality, respecting and abiding by the rules which govern the championship in the true spirit of sportsmanship.
And now the athletes of
Good afternoon to you all. My name is Kinan Kwe, and this is the athlete's oath. In the name of all competitors, we promise that we shall take part in the 10th edition of the Africa Aquatics Zone 3, respecting and abiding by all the rules which govern them, committing ourselves to a sport without doping and without cheating, in the true spirit of sportsmanship, for the glory of sport and honor of our teams.
And lastly, a presentation from our entertainment group, the dance group. Thank you so much. Alright, and next up, athletes that are starting the next event, kindly hold on a little bit. As soon as it gets clear, we get started. So coaches, please prepare the athletes for the next event.
You have made my week. I need to see you more often. I think we share a similar kindred spirit. I like that. That was a very apt statement.
Doing a song is the West. Unapenda nasema natenda najitolea. I'm always here for you, anywhere with you. Let's fall in love again, make our dreams come true. You can, I can too.
Kasarani, welcome to the afternoon session. We're going to have 100 meters backstroke this afternoon and close our day. We have a 200 freestyle level. We shall close our day with a foul. Kasarani, and now the officials to report on deck. Officials may now report on deck. Referee for men, Mr. Brian Kisache Mugalu. The referee for women, Zaif Ekumbo. Starter men, David Sebufu. Starter women, Monica Wanjiko. Technical chair and director, Max Kanyariz Akiki. Officials, you may take your seats. right, so going to start hit number 1 of the 200 meters backstroke. These are 2 lanes of the pool. We'll have 2 hits. Kasarani, the athletes coming in as the participants for hit moja of 100 meters backstroke. We shall have only 2 swimmers, all coming from Kenya B. And lane number 5, representing Kenya, entered with a 36.06, Kamanga Fandiwe. And in lane number 3, coming up from Kenya with a 128.610, White Palisa, 100 meters backstroke. We are off to the start of the afternoon. On the final session, we have just 1 hour of sprint swimming. That's 100 meters backstroke, and the 200 meters freestyle. Then finish the session with the 4x50 mixed medley relays. In the pool, we have only 2 swimmers. They're all swimming for Kenya Team B. This morning, we had a 50 backstroke, and this is the last backstroke event that we are rolling in the championship. So tomorrow we're going to start accelerating a lot of freestyles. But in the pool, we have 2 girls from Kenya. White Palisa, 128, rolling in lane number 3. Alongside teammate Kimani Kayla from Kenya B. The first 50 is a 44.0. Last year's winning time in this 100 meters backstroke. I think we sat on 116, Nisha Paul Najuma, but Nisha Paul Najuma will be coming back in the final hit. We saw her taking the 200 meters backstroke yesterday. She is also the champion for the 50 meters backstroke. So definitely 100 backstroke should be sitting in a very good position. But back in the pool for the final 25 meters, it is this young girl, White Palisa. A nice continuous stroke. Just need to work on stretching those hands a little more. You want to have a very nice long reach out every time you're doing that backstroke. The knees are bending a little bit, but she's just 12 years of age. There's always quite a lot to improve on. It is the starting time. We had a 44 for the first 50, and this is a 46 to finish at a 130, and that's the starting time. And we're going to hit 2. And lane number 1, going 126.90, representing Kenya, Alala Melissa. And lane number 2, the 122 from Uganda, Babile Johan. And lane number 3, the silver medalist for the 50 backstroke this morning, he went to 36.11 from Tanzania, Wellbroad, Gracias. And lane number 4, the defending the current champion of the 50 backstroke and 200 meters backstroke, entered this 100 with a 115.55 from Uganda, Nisha Paul Najuma. And lane number 5, coming out from Tanzania with a 116.75, Carlos Paul. And lane number 6, representing Kenya, entered with a 121.41, Kamanga Fandiwe. And swimming as the youngest in lane number 7, just 9 years of age, coming out from Somalia with a 125, Aya Adams. This one, Carlos, is a very balanced girl now. She didn't get to the top on the podium in the 50 meters backstroke, but we know finished number 3 in the 200 meters backstroke, so she is definitely not going to get straight in this 100. She's swimming in lane number 5 for Tanzania, and the current champion for the 200 backstroke, and also 50 meter backstroke this morning in lane number 4 from Uganda, takes the lead right away from the start. Nisha Paul Najuma. Last year in this 100 meters backstroke, Najuma took it with a 1:16 as the winning time in Burundi, and she is still ahead of the field with a 37.19, leaving the rest of the other girls with close to 2 body length. It's going to be late number 3, well brought. Gracias, told you, finished in the silver position. Trying to now hold herself into another silver position alongside lane number 5, Carlos Pau, our 50, our 200 backstroke bronze medalist. So she'll have Uganda taking the gold for this, and Tanzania finishing second, and both. Kenya will be finishing number 4, lane number 6, alongside Babilie. Into the wall, Nisha Paul Najuma takes another gold. 3 golds in the 50, 100 and 200 meters backstroke. That was a 1:18. Nisha Paul Najuma officially the fastest in any backstroke in 12 and under in the mid. And up to the boys. We have one final hit for the boys, 100 meters backstroke. In lane number 1. Representing Kenya with a 1:30, Kenya B, Kahindo Jedediah. In lane number 2, coming out from Tanzania with a 1:20.51, Ahmed Nabil. And lane number 3, representing Tanzania, entered with a 1:17, Case Amani. Swimming in 4 for Uganda with a 1:15.16, Bishop Christian. Representing Uganda in lane number 5 with a 1:15.18, Ayesga Elijah. And swimming in lane number 6 from Kenya, Abdukadil. Lane number 7, representing Kenya B, Magelo Jabali. 100 backstroke from 1 to 7. Nice underwater coming out to lane number 3, but slightly breaking outside the field. Leading the field right away from the start. Uganda returns with Christian Bishop alongside Ayesga Elijah. This is 100 backstroke with just 2 lanes of the pool. All these boys are 12 years and below. Nice and clean, stretched out stroke coming up from Casey Amani, Tanzania. He's a 1:17. This the entry in the 100. Abdukadil from Kenya is swimming in lane number 6. He is our silver medalist for the 200 meters backstroke. Went yesterday at 2:46 out into the first 50. The boys are sitting very nice and powerful. It's going to be a tight one on separating the top 3 swimmers. Good returning stage, Abdukadil, our silver medalist for the 200 backstroke. And I don't think Christian Bishop knows that he's out there. Ayesga Elijah is slightly slipping off this backstroke. Abdukadil will be settled in the second position, but the champion will be Christian Bishop. This is 200 meters backstroke, 1:15. Bishop yesterday topped the 50 meters breaststroke, went to 37.4, and now topping the 100 meters backstroke. Moving into hit number 1 for the girls. In 3, Agasani, Rwanda's 50 backstroke national record holder. And in lane number 4 from Kenya, B, Sanya Pal, and Kalisa Keza swims in lane number 5. And that's it. 100 meters backstroke, hit number 1 of 3 or 2. Starting out, heat number 1. Rwanda's national record holder, sits in late number 3. She set her national record, Rwanda's national record a few months ago in Singapore. Went in 100 meters backstroke. Did a 1:22.06. And this afternoon she entered this 100 backstroke with 1:37. So definitely she should have sat in the final 8. Let's see how she's going to look like. It was a 1:22. In Singapore, she also went a 50 backstroke as a 36.6. And her fast 50 to go the 1:22, she needs to be out under a 38. She'll be diving up to 39.2. Leaves her quite some more time to be able to go at the 1:22. The time wasn't the best of what you would expect, but that's very fine. She needs to be at the last half of the pole at the 25-meter mark, below under 1:00. And at this 25, she's on a 1:02, but still has a chance to go under 1:22. What's important is to her bring personal best. The 1:22 she did in Singapore is a national record for Rwanda. Those knees are bending a little bit. There is quite a lot that can be pumped up. We need to work a lot on the stroke rate. Something can be worked on the last 5 meters. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a new Rwanda national record with a 1:120 one low. Moving on to the final 8. Line number 1 from Kenya, 8 Alma Bacha Rihanna, our silver medalist for the 50 backstroke, will be swimming in lane number 2. Muganzi Tyre swims in 3 for Uganda. Dilip Kurisa, the finest of the 13-14 this year, swims in 4. Bangazara will be in 5. Alfred from Nigeria swims in lane number 6. Zainab, Tanzania, in 7. And Hassan in lane number 8, Kenya B. And that's the final hit for 100 meters backstroke. The 50 backstroke this morning, we had Dilip Kurisa take it with a 31.32. And this Nigerian young girl, just 14 years of age, finished as a silver medalist with 33. The gold medalist is sitting in lane number 1. It's 100 meters backstroke, leading the field. Lane number 4 with the gold medalist for the 50 backstroke. And nobody swam better than Krisa in the 13-14. And we are almost halfway the meet, so she might be a reigning champion for the 13-14 this year overall. She is out in the way with the 35.9. Having a stretched out and continuous stroke rate, it's Dilip Kurisa coming out as the champion. The pressure and the padding is on for the 2nd and 3rd position. Uganda is setting Bangazara. She's a 1:10 on the entry. Last year, Zara finished among the top. Muganza top to the 800 freestyle, finishing in 3rd position. She's also coming back in lane number 3, going stroke by stroke. But the win, no doubt, will be going to this young girl, the finest of 13-14. Krisa finishing the 1:10, and Zara hanging to the sub 1:14. Coaches, kindly send all your swimmers for event 61. That's a 50 backstroke big guys, 100 backstroke 17 up. Surrounding the athletes coming in, and the participants for hit number 1, 13-14, 100 meters backstroke, we have just 2 swimmers. Lane number 5 with a 1:20 from Kenya, Mosesi Harry. Representing Kenya, lane number 3, Kenya B with a 1:21.63, Dawuda Kiam. 100 backstroke hit 1. Our top time on the entry today is a 1:09. And don't forget to 100 backstroke hit number 1. Boys 13-14. Nice and beautiful in the water coming out of lane number 5. That's Moses Harith, Kenya 120. Her entry time is a 3 time. Nice clean shoulders. I think the only thing missing just to work on that stroke a little bit. However, the catch is right on the surface of the water. You want to have a beautiful easy of putting those palms a little bit lower when you're catching that backstroke. That's something you can work on. But the shoulders are definitely clean, and that's the primary attribute to a very good backstroke. First 50, the boys are out with a 37.5. Just 2 butterfly kicks off the wall, something to get worked on. We want to utilize the entire fast start over 10 meters under the water there. These boys, our top time on the entry is told is 1:09. And looking at last year's last year's top splits for the 13-14 boys, we had a 1:09 from Kawisa, we had a 1:10 from Ubuna Bren, and Julius finished in 3rd position with a 1:10. So let's how we're going to look like. Losing the final 10 meters. Beautiful continuous kick coming off from this young man in lane 3. Into the wall, starting time, it's a 1:17. And we are diving into the final heat. And 1 and 2, we got Tevin and Joy from Kenya. Tevin is our bronze medalist for the 50 backstroke in lane number 2. Amanda Jason, the 200 backstroke bronze medalist, sits in 3. In 4, Kawisa Jonathan, defending champion. Kachira Kason, the 50 backstroke gold medalist, sits in lane number 5. And Mr. Yoka, one of the finalists we had in this age group, sits in lane number 6. Jaden Intwari from Rwanda, sits in lane number 7. That's that 100 meters backstroke. Backstroke, what can we have? The 50 backstroke gold medalist Kachan. He's sitting in lane number 5. Can he come back and strike another goal? Very beautiful, and it was very nice, fantastic breaker. Look at that beautiful stroke rate. Nice clean shoulders raised high. You can see the power is pulling in to raise those shoulders high, and this young man Jonathan still has some more left in the tank. The first 50 to go under 109, need to be in the wall at 50 at a 32 or 33 low. We have the 50 backstroke champion as the first of the split. He's out in the 34. That's on a good space to be in. That leaves him outside the 109. He may dive into a 111. Kawisa Jonathan needs to just pump up that stroke rate a little bit. Those hands need to stretch out quite more, but it is going to be Tanzania. Kasarani K-San 109.96 to come in. Kawisa is trying to pump it up here. I think Kawisa's advantage is that beautiful catch, and this young man in lane 5 catcher, if he wasn't only bouncing the body beat, those shoulders and a good position, he would be giving us amazing backstrokes. But the defending champion takes it one more time at the final stage with a 108, and as predicted for Kachan, he's out with a 111. One final hit for the girls in 1. Irunga Elaine, Kenya B. Shula Liora will be swimming for Burundi lane number 2. Chidavo Paloma will be swimming for Uganda lane number 3. Demelo for Battle, the 50 backstroke champion, who went in the morning with the 33.00, swims in lane number 4, the top entry time. Nakasula finished as the bronze medalist with a 1:11.09, swims in 5. Ruth Wangari, our silver medalist, swims in lane number 6. Lala Myron, Kenya A, swims in 7, and Mbindio Joy, Kenya B, was in lane number 8. 100 backstroke. So guys, relax. It's a hard backstroke. Oh, this is the final hit. Look how he's amazing underwater coming out of the hand. That's gotta be for Bapa Tanzania. 108. Nice, beautiful, straight shot, clean recovery. You can see the whole shoulders are out, the chest is out, the kicking is right on the surface, the hips are just flowing on the surface, sitting in a very good shape. Just pumping up that stroke rate a little bit will make everything totally different. First 50, this young girl, she is out with a 34. That's a good speed. That's not the best of the time, and I think it will cost her a few hundreds later at the closing stage, but also coming back in 5. Kasarani Tanzania. So Leslie from Wangari from Kenya. And starting to pump up that beautiful powerful stroke rate, develop from Bapa Tanzania, 108. And the gap is just increased. This is what she needed at the start. She went to 35. This is going to be another sub 39. This 50. Pumping up. Closing into the world, so 1:12. And the last is top winning time after taking the 50 backstroke now on top of the 100 meters backstroke. I think Tanzania has done pretty well for the girls in 13, 14 and 15, 16. And rolling into the boats 15, 16, we have only 3 hits. For hit number 1, we shall have Renda Jean-Luc sitting in 3, Barito Enrico Tanzania in 4, and Focus in this Reinayo for Rwanda sitting in lane number 5. Backstroke hit number 1. Starting out underwater is the first starting thing to be rocked in by Barito Enrico. At 1:36 this morning, our last year's winning time 100 backstroke for the big guys was a 1:044, so the deer hill. We're having to start with Barito Tanzania. He's a 1:36.03. This young man, Jean-Luc from Rwanda, has quite some to do. Those knees are popping up a little bit. There's always not room for improvement in this backstroke. The final hit shall be, we expect Peterson to return. Did some impressive swims in the morning, and the champion for the 15-16 Okage will be out of this 100 meters backstroke. But Peterson, our silver medalist from the 50, will be the favorite. He is 1:04 this morning. Peterson went to 30.2 2-3, but we also know by use of football will be giving us something very impressive. But back in the poll is Tanzania. Enrico, Tanzania, 136, moving stroke by stroke. He will definitely do some better splits. And the rest of the other boys will be settling for second and third position from Rwanda. The starting splits will be Tanzania, leading the whole field with the 120. Diving into the final hit. The final hit, Muhammad Hamza from Kenya B. will be swimming in lane number 1. Here, Julius from Tanzania, the defending champion for the 13-14 laps, will be swimming in lane number 2 and 3. We should be having this additional starting 4. We have the silver medalist from the 50 backstroke, Peterson. The Wenji Sean comes up for Uganda, late number 5. Yusuf Iqbal, our bronze medalist from the 50 backstroke, win 30.53 this morning, swims in late number 6 in 7 of Walid Khalid and 8 Oh My God. Running the final hits, Hunter's backstroke. Nice to do what is coming up by Yusuf Iqbal. Bronze medalist for the 50 backstroke. He went 30 this morning. The young man in the lead, Peterson, went 30 in the morning, the silver position. We were just missing out on the coach Victor and this 100 backstroke, but have given us a good one. He went to 20.997. But the pole next stretched out straight from the range is shown. So holding himself amidst the rest of the other field. Fast, in fact, it's Sean leading the whole pack in that fast 50 with a 31.03, and coming back into the final stage, he's striking from lane number 5 to get himself into the first goal. Peterson starting to fade away, and Kenya still coming up with a Joshua 105, but it's going to be Mwenji Sean to strike gold into the wall for Uganda in this final stage. A nice clean show was into the wall. Is Sean, our champion for now, with a standing 103. 103, Sean on top. And we're diving out to the Kenya A. Swims with Chebet lane 4 and mine in 6. One more swims in late number 2 and Tower swims for Uganda late number 5, and 3 have runner from Sudan. That's 50, 100 meters backstroke, 2 lanes of the pole. Chebet, you could see that expression on her face. Must be very cold for her. Let's see what she's going to deliver. Very nice on the waters. Well, coming out slightly ahead of the field, Kisau's Tower rolls in the backstroke. Has very strong catch, but Chebet having a nice continuous small big 6-big kick and continuous turnover. I think Chebet has the best of the turnover compared to the rest of the field. It's a very good start for runner. Hani from Sudan, 17 years of age, 117, and quite a lot to give for Axela. coming up from Rwanda in the outer lane. First 50, it's Tara, no doubt 35-1-5 with those strong catches. She is taking that advantage. She is having very powerful muscles in that goal, and Chebet is now starting to fade away. In fact, Minor Kenya trying to come back into a better position. But we have 25 meters to go. This morning, Tower, the 50 backstroke. Chebet took the 50 backstroke, and one of Sudan, who's swimming right now in lane number 3, is our silver medalist, and the bronze medalist swims in lane number 6. But the gold got to Uganda. Chebet strikes back again in this final stage to finish in the silver position. Tower will be on top with 114. Started taking the check for this one ahead of the boys now. 17 up, we have it to take 2 hits, and hit number 1. Best score when is we saw him in the hundreds, but Kevin Kaiga swims in 5, but from Rwanda. Kenya B seeds lane number 3, Odera Sean, and Kenya E seeds Bashir Ishak, lane number 4. That will be 100 backstroke. The changes for the 50 backstroke are also seen here. I've been waiting to see what Ziad will be giving us, but we shall talk about that when we get there. Okay, hit number 1 of 100 meters backstroke, 17 and over. Is that itself 100 backstroke? Looking at our records are sitting up in 100 meters backstroke. The fastest in Africa has gone in this same event, long course. We have a 50-185 from Piteli Cortez of South Africa. Great that time recently in the World Championship in Singapore. That's the fastest backstroke we've had, 51. And this afternoon, our top entry for the senior guys, we have Sudanese Ziad entering with just 4.8 slower than our African record. He will be entering with a 55.19. I told you about that young man. Just came in all the way from California to come in to represent his country, and he's been delivering in the 50 backstroke in the morning. He went to 27. Yesterday in the 200 he went to 211, despite being so exhausted for that 200 backstroke. So expect something amazing and interesting in the 100. We shall see if he can go down under 1 flat. But in the pool, ahead of the third, so lane number 5, Kiga from Rwanda will be out swimming the whole field, and leads with top splits of 1:16 as the top time. Bishop Bashir, not Kiga, Bashir from Kenya lead with a 1:16 as the current top time. To the final heat that we've been waiting for. I've been waiting for the 100 meters of freestyle of this young man from Sudan who will be swimming in lane number 4 with the 55, and in lane number 5 my Pasi Romeo will be swimming for Tanzania. Hope he has recovered. In the morning he went 50, I went to 29.36, finishing the silver position. Kamipende returns for Uganda in 6 and 7. Burundi recovery. Shao comes back for Tanzania in lane number 8. And Tiriga Zakal and Mose Matthew comes in lane number 3. For Uganda, Kenya A-seeds last lane number 1, Kobo JC. 100 backstroke, eyes on lane number 3 and lane number 4, and see how he's going to roll it. All he needs is just to go under 1 minute. We know he entered with the 55, and we know his 200 is a 2:01, so 1 minute does not cost him at all. So 17 and over. These are the bigger guys you have in the midst. Sudanese Ziad breaks out 13 meters out. He's not going the maximum of the stroke rate in lane number 4, but definitely outside at the head of the other field, head of the rest of the field. The struggle, the pressure will be in the silver medal and the bronze medal. But we know the goal will go to Zaid. What's important for us is to see how he's going to roll his 1-0-0. He is out into the wall at a 29 flat. That's way quicker than most of the 50 backstrokes we recorded earlier today. Breaks out 8 meters out. Very good stroke. He's trying to pump in that stroke right now. Closing in. He wanted to go under 1 flat. That's all he needed to go under 1 flat. Match has entered with a 55. But closing into the wall, it is Sudan. This is not a 200. It is a 100. But leaving the rest of the field like age groupers. It is Sudan out into the wall, finishing with a 58. To the other field, here comes in Matthew will be finishing 3, and my passer finishes the second position in this 100 meters backstroke. Rolling to the last individual event of the day. That's the 200 freestyle. We're going to run through all the age groups and then finish the session with the 4x50 mixed medley relay. The medal release, we've seen Kenya striving on top ahead of everybody else in the zone in the relays. Let's see how the mixed medleys are going to look like. Let's see what game plan Tanzania and Uganda coming up with this afternoon. But in this heat, for heat number 1 for the 200, 4 lanes of the pole. Then 3, Aya Adams return, and all she's coming to do is to set a national record for Somalia at 9 years of age, alongside White Palisa, Kenya B. Somalia, this is the first time they're having an international scene with a 9-year-old starting out as the national record holder in every event she does. These are 4 lanes of the pole. 200 meters freestyle 12 and under. We have a total of 2 hits. This is hit number 1. Last year's winning time in the short course was a 2:20. Mikolein from Tanzania. Sabi Makela from Uganda finished the second position with a 2:21. Just to brief you how African records look like. The women 200 freestyle, the fastest in African is going is a 1:56.80. Amy Connie from South Africa set last year in the South African Championships. And looking at the different countries, I've told you that for Somalia, they were just setting new records by this young girl. But looking at the records for Kenya, in the 200 freestyle, if I'm not mistaken, Kenya's 200 freestyle is currently sitting on a 2:08 set by Rebecca Kamau way back in 2015. But in the poll we're having the first 100 leading the field is Elaine. So leading the field is Palisa, Kenya B. Going out the first 100 meters, 1:18. And the first 100, nice beautiful straight line. This young girl, 9-year-old Aya Adams, comes out with a 1:25. It is impressive. Aya Adams has quite a lot of support out there. It is the first time we're seeing Somalia in the Zone 3 Championship. And not only Zone 3 Championship, but any external or an international meet. So this young girl is going to have quite a lot for her coming up, representing her country in lead number 3. She started at 9 years. How it will go in the but leading the field, we had a 1:18 for the first 100, and that 50 looks an average of a 43.42. It is a 43.8 at a 2:02. And coming back to the final stage, Aya Adams turning out in 9 with a sub 2:14.6. We're bringing every stroke now very clean. The catch is getting a little bit weak, but I love the kick. Continue holding that small bit kick into the wall. Anybody sick on the 200 must have done a nice 800 yesterday. requires some good conditioning. So anybody that's entering this tournament from the 800 will be sitting in a much better advantage to take it on into the world. Starting time 2:46.38, and finishing time for Aya Adams, what you can also call as Somalia's national record, is a 2:58, no doubt. Official time will be coming in later, but that's where Somalia is starting from. The boys will have only one head for the boys, 12 and under 200 meters freestyle. And number one, representing Kenya, Kahindo Jedediah. And late number two coming up from Tanzania, Casey Amani. And late number three from Tanzania, Nabil Ahmed. And late number four, the boys stroke with Asylum medalist from Uganda, Yeska Elijah. And five, on the top and fastest butterflies we have in the morning, Musoki Jordan. Abdulkadir 200 backstroke, Asylum medalist swims in late number six. Bobby Charles, Kenya, swims in late number seven, and Maji Ivan, Kenya, swims in eight. That will be for the boys later. Now let's have the girls. For the girls, final heat you have Kimani Loiza in 2, Nakati Jinani in 3, Nagasha Hayden in 4, and Suresh Ashton in 5, Carlos Pal in 6, and Kamanga Fabio in late number 7. Okay, I had 200 meters freestyle. We just had a 2:58 from Aya Adams. And we had a substitution from this young girl, White Alisa. Now the final heat of the girls. How are we going to look like? Good start from Nakatu Jinan. Jinan is sitting as the finest 50 freestyler Uganda has in that age group. Had a chat, and she's looking up to diving into a 28 long course. Much as her short course is also 28, so let's see how she's planning to do that. She's out in the first 50 with a 30.1478. Already coming back into breathing on every second stroke. And the rest of the other girls will have quite some work to do. Mogashi Hedlin of Tanzania was T24. Mogashi finished in the silver and the 50 breaststroke with a 39.8. And lane number 3 still holding it within every stroke, but we shall have a lot of drama to be about the turns to determine who gets to the wall first. All the girls just a few hundredths of a second are separating the top 2 swimmers, and starting to accelerate. Tanzania comes back to strike again. Magashi Headlane comes back to strike again in that 200 freestyle. And Nakatu is starting to fatigue away. In fact, she might be in some really big trouble. The other guys on the outside are also trying to come back. That's lane number 5. Sorry, Ashton, 231. We know she's very strong. She has a very beautiful final speed at the end. But the leads, that was a 37.9 to finish at a 1:48. Team Tanzania was striking another gold into the world. Last year's 200 freestyle winning time told you is a 2:20 by Nicoleno, Tanzania, and Tanzania comes back to take the crown again. See what I told you, that Ashton has a better finishing speed than any of these girls, and she is trying to deliver. It is gonna be so painful for Nakatu. Let's see how it looks like. It's a 2:24 winning time this year. But the finishing one, it's gonna be Ashton finishing the second position to strike a silver, and Nakatu be finishing third with 2:38. We know Nakatu is a very impressive sprinter, but so we expect something way better than that in the 50 freestyle. Now the boys are up on one hit. Jedediah, Casey, Ahmed, Elijah, Musoki, Ben Abdulkadir, Mondi Charles, and Mariji Epa. Boys off the blocks. To me, he's the most conditioned among all, lane number 6. And you can see his breakout is having a very nice, powerful horse freestyle. Taking it low every time he gets back into the breathing position, having his legs sing a little bit. So his distance will stay the same all through to the finish. But first, 50, this young man has got to be a Yusuke Elijah. He's an impressive 800 swimmer as well. He does 800s quite impressively. 1.5, he has no issue with it. Then he entered with a 2:20.11 and sitting very low. But the most condition is Abukadil Kenya. Let's see if he can do something different at the final stage. The stroke where he needs to have the longest of the pose is the stroke is actually having the shortest of the pose. Big disadvantage, that's the right hand. He needs to extend those right hands way as far as possible. This is a 1:08 for the start of the first 100. And Bukadu, he knows exactly where Jordan is. Yes, Elijah, he will just keep changing the gears into faster gears. If he's driving, he's now in number 2. He has a lot left up to the 5th gear. So we know after the turn, we shall have a lot of impressive splits. Yes, if the car is just in gear number 2, watch what will happen in the final 50. Only if he knows that he has no pressure. But with tough competition, he definitely switching just keeps increasing. Well, he decided to stay at the same splits. That's okay, it's a goal, but if there was a lot of competition, he would just be accelerating until the wall. The pressure is on for the final closing match of the bronze and silver medalists. We shall have Uganda take 1 and 2, Elijah and Jordan. But I love the closing stage of Tanzania, and he has a lot of support from Alvarez trying to increase that defensive speed kick. I don't know if Jordan knows that this young man is out there. But the finishing, Elijah 2:25, that is not anything for him. It's 200. A few hundredths of a second separate the third and the second swimmer. That's a very brilliant finish from this young man in lane number 3 of Tanzania. Running to the girls 13-14 and had 2 hits for hit number 1. Then Avania Burundi of Tiana Zahra, Kenya B, and lane number 5 should be having Lisa coming up from Rwanda to split this fast hit. Zahra looking very energized and very happy to, and yet she's got a 2:44. The goal will be bringing her own splits down, and that's what we're going to be looking at for. So 200 meters freestyle. These are 4 lanes of the pole. And we're waiting to see how we're going to finalize in the final stage. It's 200, those are 4 lanes of the pole. And we expect to see quite a lot more to come out to the final stage. For the final heat, Chris, I will come back. But let's first enjoy this heat. We have just 3 swimmers. Kenya B, 2:44. She looked very fresh at the start, and the really takes the lead right away. Very nice and clean, high elbows. The fingers are relaxed on the recovery and trying to strain forward, just extending that stroke. Looking, that's very good. You can only get those feet a little low. It's good to have such a continuous 3-bit kick, but you also don't want to lift those feet a bit high. You want to keep them right on the surface. It's something she can work on. The catch is still stopping halfway. That's also something she can improve, but the turnover is just the beginning for her 200. The turnover is just looking very good. Also something to work in the turns. She entered with a 224 to bring it down. She needed to be under 112. This was a 114, so she has to start activating those legs right away at the start. She doesn't need to go for that final 50, but every swimmer has their own game plan. Every coach with their game plan. This young girl, coached by Coach Wento from Kenya Team B. It's coming in for the final 50. That'll be the first hit. Told you, well, 200 freestyle. Kenya has 200 sitting on a 2:04 as the national record by Rebecca Kamau set in 2015. This young girl is coming in to make her into the world. I was telling you about Kenya's record, and also I told you earlier that South Africa was sitting on a 1:56.80. Amy Connie, South Africa, set last year in the South African Championship. And that's just any time in the 13-14 we had Carissa, who will be coming back as the top seed. Carissa won that at 13 years, at 14 years with a 2:13. And I think this is the last championship she is swimming in as a 13-year, as 13-14. But finishing in the low, that is a T42 finishing time. Can Krista come back and take this 200 freestyle once more? And Bangajaya finishing in 3rd position, and this 200 she's out of it, but Uganda seeds Thriller as the second. Took out. Tyler comes back to replace. Tyler didn't do this 200 freestyle last time as well. But we're going to have in one Kasarani in 2 Omar Benzi, Tyler in 3 Dilip, the finest 13-14 this year in 4 Kikambi, Trista 5 and Nicolene, the defending champion in the 12 and under, swims in 6 and Kingsley 7. Kamau Paula swims in 8 for Kenya. This is the final heat for 13-14 200 freestyle, 4 lanes of the pole. Grisha is the only returning swimmer in this 200 freestyle. She's the only returning swimmer. The rest of the other guys are new for the 13-14. And Grisha with high experience starts right away ahead of the field from the beginning. She did the same thing in the 800. She was breathing on every 3 and 3 per side. Good for body balance. So she's not getting stressed over the bilateral breathing every 3. She does 2 for 3 on every side. That's very good. That's 31.51 for the first 50. And she just continued to increase the gap. You may think it's the final 50, but it's just the first, the second 50 and leaving the field with already 2-3 body lengths away. So Carissa is in just her own league right now. And the gap just gets increasing continuously. We saw her in the 800 I would have loved to see Krisa meet up with Peyton, but I know next year's edition, Peyton will be 16 and this young guy will be 15, so they'll be swimming 15 and over. It will be an interesting 800. Yesterday, her 800, she finished as the champion, and if I'm not mistaken, she went around 10:25, 10:26. I know Peyton was sitting in a better one. Peyton finished with a 10:08, but yes, Krisa has a lot coming up for her. It's going to be the two Tanzanians to finish on top of the rest of the field. Final 50, we are to 1:45. It's Tanzania 1 and Tanzania 2. Nicolene, lane number 6. Krisa swims the lane at number 4. Uganda will be fighting to get onto the podium in the 3rd position. Uganda is having 3, lane number 5. And Uganda's retire swims the lane number 3. But we may even have Uganda out of this at all, because Kenya A is coming in with Alma. And Alma is breathing to Tyra, and Tyra does not know where Alma is. Big disadvantage. Winning time is a 2:20, but Uganda is outside this podium. It will be Tanzania and Kenya. There's an impressive closing speed as well for this young girl, Alma. To get herself onto the bronze position. 3 boys make the first seat of the boys 13-14. Matimu for Kenya being 3, Ken Rwanda in 4, and Harith for Kenya Bay in 5. The first seat for the boys, 13-14, 2 from Kenya B, and 1 from Rwanda. It's 200 meters freestyle. And after the start, we start seeing the group leads coming out to Rwanda, Akian Morenza Shija. 29. 8 for the first 50, Rwanda. Trying to breathe extremely low. Those elbows are very clean. The fingers are just straight and getting in the water with no splashes. It's a good space to sit in. But if I like number 5, it's a beautiful turnover for Harith. I think he can make a very good 800 because I'm not seeing him stop. He's going a 2 kick on every breathing stroke. The runner is out. Nice shot time. 1:05.63 first 100. If he entered with a 2:26, he will be finishing under a 2:20 if he continues like that, which will be some good splits at the end of the day. But the best of the splits, looking at Rwanda's top splits for the main 200 meter freestyle Rwanda. Eric Iradukunda has the national record set last year in the African Championship. He went to 2:10.18. He is Rwanda's national record holder for the 200 freestyle. This young man, he's out with a 1:44. Left with only 26 to swim behind the national record, so definitely he's not going to do anything about it. But for his personal best, he's rated with a 2:26 for the final 50. All he needs is to go under 24 and trying to get a kick out now. That's a good space for him. Nice long catch because the big PS just keep increasing. I feel if I'd gone like that sort of thing, this time would be a match. 24 2:20, and the finishing time is 2:21. It's a new personal best, and that's the first priority. It finishes in the second, number 3, 2:23. Alright, for the boys. And one coming up from window to 2:24, Ranchi, and 2 Jeremy coming up from Kenya. And late number 3, Rory Tobin, one of the favorites having the 15-16, 7-3, Kawesi Jonathan. Comes in late number 4, and Benjamin Saudi has in 5, Misokia, the finest of the 13-14, comes in lane. Number 6, Okoro Oluk, with late number 7. Can we kindly have silence before the start of any race? Can we kindly maintain silence? It's a 100s freestyle. Hundreds freestyle. It is within 200 freestyle, and loading the field. So let's see how it's going to look like. It's a final hit. Benjamin Saudi has quite a lot to do. There's quite a lot of work to do, and Jonathan, 210, fast 100, so 103. And we're having a 103, 6 gives him only 106 to swim in the last 100. He needs to pump up that stroke rate quite a little more. Let's see if he can be able to hold it. I love the returning stage coming out. Rory Tavin from Kenya, and he has a lot of support from the outside. And let's see what's going to happen in the final stage. It is coming up for the final 50 meters. Kawesi Jonathan, can he get down under 110? Under the 210 he's holding. He's out with the 138. We're coming up the final stroke. Kawesi Jonathan. He is the favorite. And trying to chase him. Another one to be gone. Benjamin Isabi. Closing it to the final stage. It's a very nice, fantastic returning. I think no doubt he's done amazingly well throughout the meet. We're finishing as the silver medalist. This is going to be a 2:13 for Kawesa, and we'll have a 2:16 too, and then 5 we got a 2:18. And that is the finest and the favorite. Kawesa takes these 200 meters freestyle. We're going to the girls. We got only 2 minutes for the girls. Well, in number 3, Kenya be on money. In 4, Lane, Kenya be on lane number 5. We got off-road Alajide, Nigeria. Nigeria have seen it just 2 swimmers, but I can say Zone 2 just ended 2 weeks ago, and Nigeria had one of the finest teams. We had Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria taking on the other way strongly. So this is just a drop off the cup full of water. They have quite many athletes down there in Nigeria. You also know very well. You also know very well how this story of Jabal, Nigeria. Just need some representative. So this is just a single drop from what Nigeria can easily give you. We have lane 4 and lane 5. We're missing out to know. We have lane Kenya B and Alfred Olajide, lane number 5, Nigeria. No doubt the starts Nigeria be ahead. But this time we shall have finished. A lot of these nice clean high elbows coming up from this young girl Elaine Irungu to 34-11. But like I said, there's a lot coming out from Nigeria. They have very, very tough and amazing young swimmers up there in Zone 2. If I just tell you how the records look like in Zone 2, you'll be so shocked in how far Nigeria is currently. They're coming up to the first halfway meter mark. There's the 2 guys, one from Nigeria, one from Kenya. They're out with a 1:15. And telling you, looking at Nigeria's freestyle, their national record is sitting on a 2:15.44, and that was set in the World Championship in 2019. That's the fastest any Nigerian has gone in a 200 freestyle. So this young guy is out in a 1:37. But Kenya are still at it. It's Elaine, 2:34. But let's count the time. See how they need to get down under 156 if they want to go under the 2:34. They're out with a 1:54. Good space. They have literally 40 seconds to swim for this final stage to bring down their person. They both entered with a 34 and delivering for the final stage. The same continuous low breathing, continuous 3-bit kick. I just need to get the kick a little to get in the better stroke. It is a lady from Nigeria to closing as the finalist for hit number 1. And having only less than 10 minutes to go to be able to bring their personal mates down. Yes, she will. It's up to 33.9 or 34. Ladies and gentlemen, having the final hit for the ladies, and we have Isabella Kenya Kalombo Maclean. I've been waiting to see her freestyle. She's been finishing freestyles all through from the start of the meet. And Yowa from Burundi, so the 8 on the 8 freestyle queen, 10:08. But she was with some Hip Bridget, Tanzania. It's been a very tough meet for Hip Bridget in Tanzania. I think because she just turned 15, but last year she was among the favorite. But let's see how she's going to roll this 200 freestyle. So 200 meters freestyle. 200 meters freestyle. I hate Bridget. I was telling you about this young girl swimming in late number 5 and number 7. She has really struggled a lot in this meet. Last year she was among the favorite, but I can understand she just turned 15 years and freestyle 200, one of her top events. But she's always been doing amazingly well. Let's see how she's gonna look like. 31.71 leading the field. The 800-meter freestyle champion comes back again to take another freestyle. You know, we have 100 and the 400 at some point. It's the half-meter mark. To the half-meter mark. Still celebrating in the lead ahead of the field. Quite a lot to do for... we're going to have some drama in the final stage. I hadn't seen Kalongo. She's been finishing all the freestyles for Kenya. And I don't know, it's a 106 and a 107 for Peyton Kalongo respectively. But Peyton's advantage, she moves in every stroke. She's able to tell, able to quote all her competitors. We expect her to try and increase and accelerate in that final stage. It will be dramatic. It's going to get electrified a little bit. Kalongo Marine A. Kalongo Marine. Coming up the final 50 meters. And it's a 143. She is slightly outside. She went down with a 144. Very nice underwaters, but I think it was not the time to do those underwaters. Let's just increase her stroke rate, and I don't think it's going to happen that way. So we shall have her extend and finish as the silver medalist. But trust me, the 100 freestyle will be so electrified for these girls. If Kalongo is doing it, it will be a very tight race. That 100 freestyle. Peyton just returned. Peyton has done quite a lot of events. The two girls met in the Africa Junior in Egypt. Peyton Tony freestyle did a 222 and this is a 219. Kalongo did a 222. And Peyton, thinking the 200 freestyle did a sub 218, if I'm not mistaken, in the Africa Junior. But I'm waiting for the 100 meters freestyle. And off to the boys, 15-16. Just a couple of more hits, then dive into the last release and get out these medals and close the session, and everybody gets back for a good rest. For the boys, we have only 5 boys. Rwanda coming out with Focus, Johanna Lan, Burundi, Joseph Aaron, Kenya, and Bahirenzo Boni, Burundi, and Jim Luke, Rwanda. This is the first one. Let's see how we're going to roll through to the final stage. It's just 100 freestyle down. And 105 swimmers. So leading the field, starting out naturally, Kenya B. Joseph Aaron. This young man putting on a very bright cap of Kenya. Leads the field for the start. The first 50 were out, so we were 41. And to time, last edition of defending our top times are sitting as a 159 that we had last year. And it is the first 100 coming into the halfway meter mark. Kasarani Kenya was breathing very low, looking very sharp. Joseph Iron. In the first 100 we went to 31. This was the stop 36. We are at 108. Like the low brain, the hips are still rolling on the surface. It's not the best of the kick, but just a small continuous kicking. Very amazing. Quite a lot to do for some of the guys. Second position is Burundi Seeds Don Pania 15 entered with a 228. But Kenya started with 224 and sitting as the favorite. We had a 31, a 37, Chris, a 31, a 37, and final 50. It's a 39 and 17. The final final stage closings at 1:56. Last year's skip time in total is 1:59 as the winning time for the 15-16. These balls are definitely outside, and but it's going to be a win. Trying to change the turnover just a little bit. Continuous three, a bit kick. He needed to have that continuous kick right away. He was, I think, over driving those legs at the first 150. But he'll be taking the lead. Final 5 meters and out into the wall. It is 2:29, and that's the winning time for this hit. And the final hit's coming off. Zaya Kush, maybe Yakub, the favorite for Sudan. I think Sudan's finest, if I'm not mistaken. Yakub, this young man yesterday did some impressive hits. The point of the returns line for the soccer, Julius returns himself. And then there is Christian, Tanzania in the line of Kitch. Victor returns to split in 6. Josh, the first. Isaiah brings so 7 medals for the 200 meters breaststroke. Isaiah Coach Isaiah brings medals for the 100 meters butterfly. And the Coach Victor, our finest for the he is entering the 211, but I have a lot of expectation out of him. Our finest for the backstroke. Coaches Congressman Augustin has for event 71 to the call. Almost there, we have the final hit for the boys, 15-16. Good start for Isaiah Coach. He finished 4th overall in 100 meters finished yesterday. He's 15 and over. So doing the 200 and Coach team of all. The fastest the start, the leader is young man. 28-8 the starting split for Kenya. Now that's a Coach Victor. I told you I have a lot of expectation from him. He's entered over 2:11. That's the 4th best time. I have a lot of expectation. But Isaiah Coach is sitting high, and that's where he needs to be. You don't need to allow your body to get laid. And I think the coach is digging quite a little more, despite having a powerful catch. Beautiful continuous kick. I think Coach Victor will be much better when to the 50. We are taking a 1 flat for the first 100. Victor will be giving us amazing 50 tomorrow, but this 200, his biggest challenge, he goes deep. When he gets to fatigue a bit, he gets deep and starts creating a lot of resistance. In fact, we may have these other young boys who has the best of the stroke here. I think lane number 2 from Tanzania, Julius, has a much better efficient stroke than this young man of Kenya. And we expect Tanzania to try and strike back later. Final 15 meters. Isaiah Coach about Nairobi, our gold medalist for his 200 freestyle. No. Julius kilometers in that time, and it is costing him, but he had a much better swimming. In fact, the time has disorganized him mentally. Somehow you can see Daniel is starting to really take an advantage of him. The battle is on for the bronze position. It's about 10 meters. Okay, Victor is in some crazy trouble here. Trying to regain again. It's a 210 for Isaiah Kush, but okay, Victor into the wall. It is okay, Victor in 2 and Wakondo Daniel in 3. But that last turn has coached Julius a lot. He would have been in the second position. Let's for him to get back into the top as the silver medalist. 17 up.
Final heat for the 200 meters freestyle. The nice kick away to the final heat. Kasarani Aquatic, the zone 3 finest currently. I think in zone 3, Kasarani sits, I think, at number 7 overall. But in the water right now, this he sits here, she's sitting as the finest. Already leading the field for the first 50 with a 29. Already coming back. Stroke by stroke, there's quite a lot to do for Charlie Amelia. What can she do to bring Kenya in a better position? Still holding herself in second position. But Kasarani Tower is the finest. No doubt she will take the gold for Uganda. She will take 29. 3 for that first 50, and this looks a 34 for the second 50. Let's see how she goes. The 36-1. Not a good space to be in, but she will definitely bring a gold for her country, and it's a good action breakout for Charlie Amelia. So come Victoria, not Amelia, come Victoria. Victoria trying to give it all she has, but we know Tara's biggest advantage is that nice and efficient catch in the water. Final 50. She's out to the 38. She had a 29, 36, and the 38, and this coming back will be a 37. But I think Okumu Victoria has given it all she can. You can see the pressure she's pouring in. She's giving it 100% of what she has. Into the wall, Kasarani Aquatic. And Tara will be our champion. For the 200 freestyle. Last call for Team Uganda and Team Rwanda in the call room for the relays, event 71 and 72. No doubt Okumu Victoria has given it all she has in the tank, and it's a good silver for her. Tara just pacing all through, and has scooping another gold for her country. It's 200 freestyle. We have just 2 more hits, then we dive into the last 2 relays, so we have a total of 4 hits to go. 2 are electrified, and in hit number 1 of the 17 and over, we have Rwanda Bosco. One is and one basic train. I think that one became Rwanda.